And this is Tavern Talks, where we would usually be doing a D&D session in our continuing story. Tonight, we decided we'd take a step back and look at the bigger picture and recap some of what has been unfolding in the story so far. And I can't think of a better way to start than having you guys recap what you can remember about the story.
Who's starting?
You are.
Oh, because I spoke first. Great. That's the curse. Sorry. Being the tech guy, I have to double duty here. Think about gaming and do tech. It's almost like I could go in reverse better than I could go in sequence. The mine was where we last came from. We'd spent some time transporting Don John, the what seems to be an expert in mining management, to...
He was an expert at life, really. He was just a jack of all trades.
Yeah, but at this time, at least hired for his skills in managing a team of miners. We took him to Gold Toe Mine and cleared the mine of these were-rats and a crawler of sorts. What was the exact crawler name?
Carry-on
crawler, which Nars actually spotted right when we came in through that air ventilation shaft. But that was also just outside of the cairns of the dead miners that I imagine were killed by the were-rats. Is that correct?
Somewhat, yeah. Some of them were killed by were-rats. Other ones fell to the crawler and had been eaten by the thing that was...
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how deadly the crawler was to the whole scenario.
It could have been deadlier if you weren't a action hero that killed things for a living. You guys took that thing out quite easily with your new powers.
But prior to that, we were in Phandalin for a short time, where we did spend a little bit of time with Don John in the town, and he we discussed some things with him regarding construction, and then we also discussed a little bit with Toblin, which I imagine we'll need to discuss some more with whenever we return. We had asked him to get us some pricing on some construction services and maybe even handle some of them. So we'll need to follow back up on that side project that we were working on. Yeah, that was our last few ventures.
Mm-hmm. Before that, we had that whole arc with the Woodland Manse. Thardin, what do you remember about the Woodland Manse?
Well, Thardin, who I play, who's the Paladin. What Thardin remembers about the Woodland Manse, he remembers it being a dark place with a tree growing right through the center of it. And there were these hogs out in the front, war hogs, and on our way there we were attacked by this orc that he transformed into one of those hogs, and we tracked it to the Woodland Manse, and inside, once we got inside, we we went room by room inside, and we found the place to be run down. And eventually we cleared it out.
When you
And,
tried to leave, the woodland manse, then you were attacked again by more
Yes.
from the outside, and you killed them. And you killed a bunch of them.
Yes, we killed a bunch of. There was orcs.
Can we recall the total count of
Dead
dead
anchorites?
Anchorites. They were
Yeah,
all
anchorites,
anchorites.
yeah.
I mean, we didn't really. There was
like
some other
4 of them?
creatures. Inside the manse, there were some other creatures. There was
little twig
the vine
blights.
creatures.
Yeah, the twig
Was the twig
vine
blights.
creatures or something. Yeah.
They were, minions of one of the spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Granic. Yeah, Granic was his
Yeah.
name.
And
He
generally
belongs to a cult that follows the god Talos.
Yep.
And
I
this-
can jump in on
Yeah.
this little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got sick on some of those pumpkin seeds that were outside of the that mansion that we went in and cleared out.
I still have some, and I've been apprehensive to eat them after I heard that happened to you.
I think I just had too many. That's
Okay.
the problem. I got the shit knocked out of me in that
There you
combat, and I was like, oh hey, I'm gonna eat these. This worked once, and I think I just ate too many,
and you rolled a Constitution saving
Yeah.
throw and failed it and became poisoned because a handful of those pumpkin seeds will restore a hit point,
Mm-hmm.
1 hit point. If you eat more than
A few.
Yeah, a few.
eat more
it
than
was
like
6, I
5
think.
servings in an hour or something, then you have to roll a Constitution saving throw to see.
that
if
makes
you're
sense though. I mean, not like it's like, hey, don't take too much medicine.
overindulged and got poisoned.
It's a lot like the
Like-
difference between taking a reasonable amount of Advil and then like, I'm just gonna take the whole bottle. That'll take care of it. It's like, yeah, well, you took care of it.
You took care of it, all right.
Job.
Yeah.
And your liver.
Yeah.
So after that
Tyler.
drama at the mansion, Willow split the party,
Mhm.
and you guys went on without her, and she went her way, and you all went yours, and you met back up in Fandolin, and
Mm-hmm. And that's whenever we went to Goldtoe.
Yeah,
you regrouped and came back out here to Gold Toe. So that was like that whole Woodland Manse arc. That was
That was a few days ago.
5-6 days ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I had gone out into the woods to get some herbs and things and find some plants to hopefully get rid of the poisoning I'd gotten from the seeds, and I met another elf out there, and
Yeah, we didn't hear too much about the person that you ran into.
She ran into a druid circle.
That's all that we had heard.
yeah, and I kind of got ambushed by a bunch of orcs out there, and
Were they also anchorites or?
She and this other druid were out in the woods, okay?
Uh-huh.
And he spied her at the same time as one of the half-orc spellcasting Talosian cult members spotted her. And so they both had a combat against that one and took it out.
yeah.
Wow.
He
and,
went back to her druid circle and they did a ceremony
and,
in which she had some visions.
and it helped me get more in touch with my druid side and figure out what exactly I want to do, what direction I want to take my powers.
Right.
It also cured her poisoning. And it also revealed to the group the location of their member who had been kidnapped.
And so we went and rescued her, and we whipped the shit out of some orcs. And when I got back, the woman that I'm assuming was kind of the figurehead of the druid circle, that
Mother Cora.
that I'd met. we kind of became allies, and just kind of, hey, we have a common enemy, and I mean, through Mother Nature, I feel like I made sort of a familial bond with them, and so I feel like we could rely on them for help at some point, and I would.
Hey, look in your character sheet. I gave you some info there. Okay. Under your notes. I will give you more information to relay to the party.
Yeah, and how far away was this encounter, or this I guess maybe these...
So she took off from the Falcon's Lodge, and about halfway. It took her halfway between south to Phandalin, back towards Phandalin. So she just kind of took a roundabout way through the woods south in Neverwinter.
Okay.
Wood.
I would go faster with this map, but it's not working.
Oh no!
All right, where did you say I would find that?
I'll pull up the map here if I want.
Yeah, your D&D Beyond character sheet.
Oh, here it is.
Under your notes.
Willow's Odyssey. Okay, cool.
And then here is some mappage. Let's see. I'll just get up to. I imagine I got to go a little more north.
Yeah, you would.
Okay. I'll just try to expand a little bit. Expand. Enhance.
Enhance.
Enhance. Maybe enhance once more. So we can get Falcon's Lodge and Phandalin in one shot.
Ah, there it is. Woodland Man.
There you go.
There it is. So coming south from Falcon's Hunting Lodge, as you both did, via different routes. All this happened to Willow, and she was able to make it back. And the three of you had your own experiences during that journey.
Yeah, we saw the dragon fly over us during that journey. Coming back.
What else do you remember about that journey?
Oh, we were having a hard time with the cow.
Oh, with Vincent.
Vincent the cow. He was giving us a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we were trying to pull back our cart.
Did I have to sweet talk him or something?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Use some of your ranger animal talking skills.
Even though I don't really, that's not something that's even really a background of mine.
I remember Nars slept a lot of that way.
I do, yeah, on the cart.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Guy's like a cat. He needs his 16 hours.
There you go.
And as we were pulling the cart back and convincing Vincent to go back down the road, I mean, we got to this one area and all of a sudden a dragon just flew out right over us.
And like I was saying, I really feel like that these dragon instances come, middle of the Tribord Trail, which seems to be at least where, and I don't know if this was something that we are actually like notated on the map. Well,
you're dice rolling for the dragon encounters. Okay. Every time you move, I roll a d20 to see whether you encounter.
Well, whether it was the dice or not, it just so happens to be around that area, sir.
It did.
Your world is working with the dice.
I mentioned the dragon when it's appropriate. We had another run-in with the dragon at Shrine at Savras, which takes place.
Which was just right there, which is right by the freaking.
And at the Shrine of Savras, he was taking he picked up was it a horse or a cow, something like that? He picked up a horse. Yeah.
Stole one of the rancher's horses from you guys.
Yeah. But actually, it was pretty scary.
I was ready to just move the story forward at that point, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me see if the dragon's around, and I rolled a d20, and it comes up the location you guys are at. And I was about to end the session and say, okay, next time we meet, we'll all be back in Phandalin, but instead we had to do a dragon thing.
Yeah.
And I did not make you guys fight it, because what's the point of...
Well, that's it. At any of these occasions, has the dragon ever paid mind to us, not seen us, are we of significance or are we insignificant?
Care about us.
Good
Yeah,
question.
I don't think we're a twinkle in his eye right now.
You know, it's like when you see an ant and you're human, like, you know, it doesn't matter to you. You know.
It's a good question. I don't know. White dragons are known for being the most animistic of the dragons, so they're just this thing's just out there hunting for its food.
Yeah.
And
okay,
it might get hungry for a heroing adventurer one day. I'm gonna see where it is right now.
Yeah. There we go. Get the dice out. See, we knew we were gonna be rolling. And then the shrine. That was a whole other.
Yeah, so we covered
the Shrine of Savras.
we covered the mine, right? We went to the mine
Gold
and
toe.
then
Yep.
Gold Toe Mine, and then we covered Shrines, the shrine,
Shrine
and
of
now
Savras, yeah.
I'll tell you something kind of funny about the Shrine of Savras. I remember mentioning to you guys there were a bunch of holes you noticed around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the were-rats that you just murdered were layering there before the orcs came along and took their place. They were run out of there by the orcs.
Ah.
So
and
you really
they-
can't blame them for
They
just
migrated a little ways.
just trying to find a new home.
They needed a place to lair. So
Yeah.
if you guys had talked to them, you might have convinced them to go back to the Shrine of Savras.
You know, they found the gold mine like, you know, Columbus found America.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, they just took over.
They just took over. Hey, we found this place.
Yeah, but we cleared it out. So.
Yeah. So did any of them escape?
One, I think.
One did.
Did
The
they?
were-rats?
One were-rat, right, Brian? Escaped?
I thought we got them all, but I that's why something was.
Here's what I remember happening. You happened upon an abandoned guard post.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Where are we talking about Savras or Golta?
I thought a Mountain's Toe question had just been asked.
Yeah, about the were-rats.
I was answering about the were-rats. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Just making sure we're on. You know.
Did anything escape from Savras?
No. I was talking about Gold Toe. Or
Gold Toe.
Mountain Toe. Wait.
Yep.
How?
It's kind of.
Is it called Mountain Gold
We
Toe
can
or something?
Get our story straight.
We got to get the story straight. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here tonight. That's why we're not doing a session.
The Gold Toe Mountain.
Gold Toe
That's what I
Mountain.
was saying.
Yeah.
Mountain's Toe.
Or mine. Right?
There we go.
Or
It's a mine.
Mountain Toe.
Mountain's
Gold mine.
finger.
Mountain's
Mount-
Toe.
Fingers nail.
Okay. Hint to D&D. Shorten the names a little.
Hey, they're running out of names. They're got a lot
How
of
many?
names going.
There's a finite number of names for things, and they're
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is true.
No. Going back, Shrine of Savras. That's going a long way back.
Long way
what
back,
are we?
yeah.
What were we even doing at the Shrine of Savras anyway?
Where?
Oh, that was when we were questing for we were looking for the treasure. Correct?
Well, no. We were up at the farm.
We're
we
at
were
the
up
farm,
at
right,
Butterskull Ranch.
Butterskull
Right,
Ranch.
And Big Owl.
Yeah.
And it was something for Big Owl. No.
Well, they kept
The
coming
horses.
to like get them.
Right. The orcs were.
They were raiding his land, so we wanted to
They
get
were
rid of
raiding
like
Big
them.
Al's land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The horse.
And that's what.
The horse was at Butterskull, or not? The horse from Butterskull Ranch was at. No, wait, no, that was before that.
You guys came upon Butterskull Ranch on a quest to help out Big Al because he'd been overrun by orcs, and only one of his hands was able to get away and come to Phandalin and notify Harbenwister. This is what you guys were doing out there. You went out to check out on Big Al's ranch, and you got there, and it had been overrun by orcs, and they had him alive in the basement.
Well, no, I guess what I'm confusing is the approach to Butterskull Ranch and then the exit from Butterskull, because we stopped by Coneyberry. Remember that? And that's what I was saying. I was confused as to the before and the to and fro. Yeah.
You guys had found horses and brought them back to the ranch. And then you'd ridden ranch horses to Savris because he was afraid there might be more and they'd retaliate, and there were more layered nearby. Probably you went down there to check it out for him, and sure enough, there was a slew of them there. And you took them all out, a couple of ogres too. That's why we were at the shrine on Big Al's behalf. And then that dragon took one of his horses that were on loan to you.
Right.
So as I recall, you just took the other 3 horses and rode hard back to Phandalin that same night. And you were able to pay one of the boys that works in the stable to bring the horses back to Big Al, minus one that had been eaten.
That's right. Yes.
And then before that, we did a dwarven excavation, which I won't make you recall, but we got a payoff from that recently. This archaeology course that y'all helped out near the beginning of our story, sent some money and an artifact. And who has that artifact?
This was the whenever we got this letter, it was there was something inside of it. There was the gems.
Yep. You got some gems. You helped Willow.
Yes,
you traded some of those gems for her gems that you now wear around your neck.
So I guess this is the enclosed artifact was part of the vestments for Aberrithian priests who lived in, worshipped at, and generally tended to these sites.
Yeah, I thought we sold that because it was an evil.
The necklace?
Holy symbol.
The necklace? No, we didn't sell that.
You never sold the necklace?
We didn't sell that.
Dagger.
Thardin has a deep hatred for this necklace.
Right, yeah, because it's an evil dwarven god of greed.
You said we should sell it.
You should sell it, but you didn't.
But
we hadn't.
And you had a jeweler or merchant there to barter with, and you didn't sell it.
We did not. Yeah, but but that means that we still have it, and so we need to either make sure that's in
worth
somebody's inventory.
It's worth some gold. It looks pretty nice, and it's actually like an heirloom type. It has a vintage appeal to those of the modern day.
And then there was also
who has it? I know.
I think you have it in your bag of holding. We'll just say that it's canon.
Okay.
There was also the jeweled dagger, right?
That's the necklace.
Oh, that is the neck. That's what the pendant is.
And it's inscribed with dwarven runes that say greed is good.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they thought it'd be fitting for you guys to have it since you were so heroic in disabling the gemstone trap for them.
Yeah. And
they wanted you to have the spoils of that you didn't find on the mission.
Are they done? Were they done with their excavation or?
It's a good question. No, they're not. They're not done at all. In fact, they said they would send more findings in monthly reports.
Yeah.
Which is about halfway through the month in the game right now. So next month we should get
some kind of report.
Another report from those guys and maybe some more treasure.
Okay.
And prior to that, prior to that excavation, we had received the note to come to Phandalin, and
Are you talking about Nomengard?
Our initial Nomengard.
That was the meetup story.
That was the meetup.
The note
Yeah.
from Nars is the meet cute. But yeah, before that, you guys were in Nomengard. Before that, you were in Nomengard
Yeah.
on a mission from Carbon Wester, and that was right after Session 0. I think that was Session 0. We're all the way back to Session 0 now.
What?
Guys.
No, was it Nomengard was Session 0?
Yeah.
It was.
And Chill.
No, I think that was the first session.
So
No,
Session
Hey,
Zero,
no,
we
you're
fought-
wrong. I have it
I'm
right
wrong?
here in front of me. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I
know we fought that
remember.
ice
I
spider.
remember.
Yeah.
Oh, so go ahead, Nars. What were you saying?
We fought that ice spider in Session 0. I remember
We
that.
fought the ice spider. Yeah.
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 Oh, dude, I got the map somewhere around here.
So yeah, I'm looking back on 16 days who's
Couldn't
transpired.
hear you, Willow.
Sorry, Willow.
Sorry about that. I said I remember the raccoon with butterfly wings.
Yes.
Yes, at
that was all
Nomengard.
Session 0. We're
Yeah.
still owed an artwork
That's
of
right.
that.
Working on
Raccoon
it.
and a raccoon with butterfly wings and a balloon Thardin.
Yes. I just gotta find time for it. It's been
That was
busy on
your
this.
wild magic, right? That happened from wild magic? Is that what
That
happened?
was wild shape.
Wild
and,
shape,
Wild shape. Okay, yeah.
I was affected by the wild magic of the
Okay.
place we were in.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, dude.
I
need
believe
to-
that was it. Wasn't that it, DM?
Yeah, correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a fun session. We had a lot of fun on that one.
That was the party meet, the meet cute,
Okay.
which you had
All right.
spoke about before. The story even goes past farther than that. We're all contacted by local men, Pendlin, Nars, Dendrar, by way of courier. And that's how we got started. That's how we all met up in the tavern that night on the day after High Harvest Tide. Does anybody remember the storyline, what I gave you for here, you were doing this and you received this letter? I know that's asking a lot. That's way back.
Yeah.
I think I found a knight or just a carrier person or something collapsed in the woods, or they saw me tending to someone who had collapsed in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, you
And,
had you were healing somebody that you found in your travels, in your aimless wanderings as a hermit, and you a courier saw you and handed you a letter.
Yep.
And it was from Nars asking you to please come to Phandalin for as many fighters and magic workers as possible to come to Phandalin.
And this was given by Harbin Wester. Was this task given by Harbin, or did you Nars call us?
Nars called you.
What
He
was the
feels
Yeah,
personally-
yeah. Well,
behind that?
you called for like 40 people to come fight the dragon, correct?
And
He
four
was
people showed
hoping
up.
for 40,
Yeah.
best case scenario, 40 adventurers to come help kill the dragon.
Yep. And you got us.
Enough people to fight a dragon.
And you got
Right.
us.
And you got
That's
us.
all you got. All you got was 3.
Yeah.
I think
Understandable.
Okay, I gotta throw this up. I gotta throw this up because it just took me a lot of work to find it. But
Ah.
the original hand-drawn Nars's map from Session 0,
no, we got
which I had to copy out of the book because it gives all the fucking secrets away. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
the reason I don't give y'all more content out of the book is because the secret doors are drawn in the
They're
player.
right there.
You
You
know,
can see that
you know,
there's
how
a
the
secret
mods-
door right there.
How the mods
Yeah.
give you this area is key to blah blah, and here's the secret door. And
That's
the,
but
the
that
map vision thing, and then they leave a lot of it, and they just take away the text.
yeah, but that's like been a problem since the beginning. Like literally since the beginning.
It's made me put pen to paper and like hand draw shit for y'all,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Yeah,
I
forces the
bet
hand.
you could get some like tracing paper, and that would help a lot, because then you could put the tracing paper over the map and then draw it like that, and then you could lay the tracing paper either on a white piece of paper when you put it on camera, so it's opaque from
and we
the
could
bottom
use
up.
it on
Or you
the
could even
battle
use
map.
graph paper, depending on the kind of graph paper and how big it is. You could lay the graph paper underneath the tracing paper.
Yeah, that's the beauty about graph paper. It's all uniform squares and easy to replicate on graph paper. So
and
graph
to set
paper.
up your like range, you know, your area, you know, using like maybe like 4 grid squares as a 10-foot or a 5-foot square.
Just the grid in there allows you to draw it to square.
Yeah.
And draw it to scale and quite quickly, and embellish it however you want. Just I like to draw.
I like to play. Yeah.
Yeah, so we covered a lot since we've been formed as a group.
Well, it seems like we've traversed a large, significant portion of this area of the Tribor Trail, I guess, region.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're still growing as a party, which is awesome. I mean, we just hit level 5.
You guys have formed some great bonds in the 16 days we've been traveling as a party.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many days did that take? Did you say days?
Yeah, I guess in game or in game time, it's a short time.
Yeah. And the one thing is, we're a pretty well-rounded party. You know, we have a tank who can somewhat, if he has to, buff people or even heal if he has to, throw in some soft heals. And then we have a ranger who does a lot of damage, and
you know why
he does a lot of stealthy stuff.
I do the most damage because of Nars.
Yep. And then we have our healer. She does a great job at healing. She's a druid. She does damage because she's part cleric, and she does some great healing and buffs. And then we've got Nars, who does like a ton of damage. He can make things. He's an artificer. And she's, we've got a great, well-rounded party.
And what I meant by that, that my buff from Nars as an artificer, that is my bow is like one of my most staple things, and with that being infused, and I don't know, I actually kind of need to learn a little more about that, because that has made me so much stronger, and it's gonna be you only can keep it with one weapon at a time, or one item at a time. That's correct?
No.
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, dude.
So as I level up, it'll get stronger.
Oh, okay.
Also, I can infuse multiple items. So if I chose to infuse more of your stuff, I could.
So, but does it ever go away?
Only if I choose it to go away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if I piss you off.
If I died, it would go away.
The artificer giveth, and the artificer taketh away.
That's right.
Well, the best thing he's done for me is he buffed my armor. I mean, so when I'm up there in the front banging it out,
tanking it out,
with all the creatures, I mean, he's protected my.
I'm just saying, I've never had a +10 to hit. It's insane. I've never had that.
What? You have a +10 to
I
hit?
have a +10 to hit because
the bow?
Yes. Just with the bow, though. It's when it's infused and I have my proficiencies.
Shit, man. As long as you don't crit fail, you're golden. That's a hit every time.
That's why I'm for the most part I'm hitting, unless I have
Except when you.
unless I have a complete shit roll, because like even a shit roll, 11.
Yeah,
Which is going to hit some of your foes.
See,
for sure. I mean,
and I have elven accuracy, so
wow,
I haven't had to use it yet, honestly. But I haven't had to use it because of the +10. Like, try not hitting with that. Anyways, thanks, Nars.
You're welcome.
A really big
Artificer-
artificer.
Artificer definitely is really cool, especially as I level up. I'm going to have more support things. I also have the off healing, which definitely comes in help.
You guys will get another one of Nars's infusions, I think, when he hits level 7 as an artificer. You have to have 7 levels of artificer, and then he's got 2 infusions right now.
Okay.
And he'll get 3 infusions
Well,
somewhere down the line.
I'm just saying that from a personal standpoint, I can that is some active support. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I remember him saying in a prior episode that he had an idea in mind for Willow. I'd like to hear his thoughts on that.
You don't get to know my thoughts.
you want to know my thoughts?
It's just a thought. That's all you have to say.
This is all secrets.
Secret.
Can't know the artificer's secrets? Come on.
If there's one thing about Nars is he carries a lot of secrets.
Yeah, so I don't know that Myrin ever got it out of Nars as to why he was the one that reached out to everybody. Like why him and not why would it have been Harbin?
Harbin, yeah.
Why do you guys think I did it?
Because you're working for him.
I think you did it because you were like Harbin's son. You were kind of like Harbin's
protege.
Remember Harbin treated him like a son, and I think you did it to help Harbin out.
Yeah, interesting.
Did or is it?
I just
Yeah, I
sort
have
of
ulterior
figured
motives.
You took charge of everything.
He is your party's diplomat.
But
Did you know
but as far as the town goes, you know, this is.
I just figured he looked around. And he was like, "This is bullshit. I need help."
Yeah. Yeah.
When I
Oh, yeah.
started this campaign, I asked for a tank, a healer, a ranger, a diplomat, and a magic user. And all of that had to be on the table in some sort of combined form. And so Nars is your diplomatic magic user.
There you go.
Well, you pretty much got
Achieved.
your ranger,
Achieved.
you got your healer, and you got your tank. So you got a pretty well-rounded party.
Hachi is complete.
What is the future of this party? That's a big question.
Well, the future could lie somewhere around our most current discussion, which is Axholm.
Axholm.
So
Yeah, that's where we last left off.
Yeah.
So I got the Axholm queued up.
Sick.
That is an amazing place. Thardin was in his joy looking at this place because it's so much dwarven heritage.
What's on Thardin's mind right now when he's looking at this joint?
He's wondering how the dwarves could have lost this place. How they couldn't have kept it.
Held
How-
this.
Held it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How they lost it. Yeah.
Well,
How they couldn't have
it was
defended
a matter of some disagreement with some elves. So it was an elf that caused the downfall of this place. Basically, I was wondering about that going in, how you two would react.
The banshee was told to be an elf banshee. Is this correct, or a human banshee?
Banshee is a spirit of an elf.
Spirit of an
that's
elf. That's
not
right,
at
yes.
rest.
Yeah.
And I told you the story, a little bit of how the legend of the place.
Well, going in there, Thardin, knowing that it was an elf, it doesn't demean Myrin at all, because his friendship and his bond with him has grown.
It's individuals. It's not.
And
Well,
I think Thardin knows it was so many hundreds of years ago it happened.
you don't see color.
So, yeah. Well, I do. I hate orcs.
Unless
I hate
Well,
orcs
I
and
think
goblins.
Petra.
So you are racist.
Thardin's a racist.
Arden's
He hates
totally
orcs.
racist against orcs. We all know this.
Or-
I knew it was
orcs-
coming out.
Myrin's a little bit racist against dwarves.
Orcs. He
A
hates
little
orcs.
bit, but I have been trying to at least eat or drink something dwarven to try to expand my palate, and I figured I could do it through food and drink.
Yep.
Because
And
it's
I
something
tried
that
elven
because
wine.
it's something that Thardin enjoys. So we bonded over just like the
Yep.
food and the drink at those
You guys are
times.
overcoming your prejudices. I love it.
That's
Yes.
right. That's what
Yeah.
D&D's for.
It's kind of like they aren't their ancestors, and they didn't do what their
This,
ancestors
yes,
did.
what
but
at Axholm.
also, as someone who can look back and reflect on history, they can be like, "Oh, I don't want to be like that person. I want to be better than that." And that's how you move forward as a society. Is you
And
learn
so,
from the
yeah.
mistakes of your ancestors instead of continuing to hold the grudge, which is just going to perpetuate the violence.
Mhm. As that, I would be thinking about the age of the banshee, and I would have been thinking of that as we were entering. So we need to investigate while we're there. That's our next thing. Is like we're moving into the investigation of this place. We've really just stepped in as Willow transformed, I believe, to get through the arrow slits in the entryway of Axholm.
Twice, actually.
Twice,
Yeah.
in two different
Yep.
sections of breaking into, I guess these are like levels of defense of this place. And the arrows.
Yeah, I got in and opened the door and let
Yeah.
you guys in.
Yeah, she morphed to get through an arrow slit into one of the sides and gets in there and sees another arrow slit farther down south passageway, and the other end of the door has an unlocking mechanism, so she got to get back through. There goes her other wild shape.
Right.
And then the next thing you guys knew, I think we had a little internet
Yes.
crash or something happen. And the next thing you guys know, the door's open and she's standing on the other side, letting you in.
Actually,
So it's kinda
you guys
beautiful.
had an internet crash.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
No. You know, it doesn't matter whether the net goes down on my end or yours.
My net, your net.
We went into a room, and there were, was it zombies or ghouls coming at us?
Hold on for 2 seconds.
All right, we're on standby. I think that the silence of a place this large also increases the eeriness as you step up to it. You know,
Yeah.
if this was something where people were like, if carts were coming to and fro, because I imagine there's some sort of passageway in between this, or you know, if there's people active, you know, it can be friendly. But if you walk up to something this grand and it's just silence and you don't see any movement,
It makes it,
Ominous.
yeah,
yeah. It makes you wonder, like, what happened here,
yeah.
and that's why we're here. We're gonna explore it.
Another thing is that this place is symmetrical in some form.
Well, that's dwarven
It's dwarven architecture. So
dwarven
like,
architecture.
So I imagine that we're gonna see if I'm thinking about where we're going, it's like up and center. We are metagaming so hard right now. No DM, game screen up.
Yeah.
So bad.
Well,
We'll just act dumb in game.
Yeah, where are we?
yeah.
Who am
Who are
I?
we fighting?
Oh, good stuff. Let's see, what else?
I should have a pretty big power jump next level though,
Oh, nice.
because I don't know if you guys have heard of like the feature. It's called Alchemical Savant,
What is it?
and
again?
it's like
Say
when I
again?
turn level. It's called Alchemical Savant.
Okay.
And that's yeah.
Oh, here we
And
go.
basically, what it does is, yeah, you go ahead and read it if you have it pulled up.
Oh, no, I don't. I was just pulling up you on the screen.
Yeah, okay. So basically, whenever I cast a spell, like an alchemist spell, I gain a bonus roll to the spell equal to my intelligence modifier. So it's going to be a +5 on every roll.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Wow.
So,
I'm
another.
alchemist.
I also noticed that this early on too, and probably we would have been thinking about this as we were going to Axholm, that the Dwarven excavation was so close to this location. They're like I mean, I don't know about you, but could there be even passageways from one to the other? Seems that close.
Maybe.
What's the question?
This dwarven excavation and
Yeah.
Axholm, we would have seen that as we would have almost been traveling on the same path for some time, that from the dwarven excavation from Phandalin.
You might have noticed Axholm on your journey from Nomengard to the Dwarven excavation site.
And so I guess what I was wondering was if there would be some sort
Actually, no, I don't think so. I don't think any dwarf would have left their fortress just visible from that far of a distance.
Right. Oh, yeah, I see that. I get that. But I was saying that the dwarven excavation was so close to Axholm.
You passed right by Axholm basically, and didn't.
So, but like it's in the same mountain range. You know, is there tunnels connecting them?
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this might not even be something that we encounter, but you know, that's where my mind goes.
To our friends from the Dwarven excavation. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I remember you.
Right.
We'll have Thardin make a tunnel.
That's all.
Yeah, you stay here and work.
I can dig a tunnel.
You stay here and work.
I mean, I was a mason in my other life before I was a
Oh,
soldier.
So it was masonry, not woodworking, right?
Well, I was a mason and a baker. My family, the Silverhammer Bakery.
Yeah, I didn't know about that in Neverwinter.
In
It's
Neverwinter,
the Dendrars
yes.
that have the wood cutting culture.
Yes.
Yeah, we're supposed to go there. Me and you discussed maybe taking a trip up there one day.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to
Maybe-
introduce you to my family.
Yeah, maybe even if we go up to Dragon Barrow.
Dragon Barrow or something like that. That was one of the quests we had coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to take you all there. I've become so. You guys are like my family right now. I've become. How do I put it? I've bonded with all of you. And
Parties become
Different
fast
ways.
friends.
and Thardin feels very protective of all of you.
Willow feels similar. She, like with her Drow heritage, there's a lot of prejudice that was with that, but like they tended to be really judgmental, and they did not like other races. And the reason Willow's parents decided to leave the rest of the Drow and to go live somewhere off in the forest by themselves, they didn't agree with those values or those morals. And basically her parents were like, I don't like, we're not racist, we don't agree with this, we don't like this walk of life. And so it was breaking away from that, and not only growing into themselves as Drow who aren't racist and don't have problems with other creatures or other races of any kind. And so as Willow grew up, she also heard that because typically Drow tend to lean evil. Willow is chaotic good by alignment. Chaotic neutral, chaotic good. And she was warned that if she went out into the world, she herself may encounter racism against her because her species tends to be so ugly towards others. Like they tend to be more violent, more aggressive.
Yeah, but we haven't experienced too much of that, even in Phandalin. I don't think,
no,
right?
like
even
Willow,
at the
Willow is super pleasantly surprised. Like it's like she kind of like walked out into the world not really knowing what to expect, and she's encountered a lot. Like it's like I'm traveling with a party with like a human and another elf and a dwarf, and it's like, and she's just absolutely stoked to meet all these different people and all these different species, and no one is ugly towards her, and she certainly doesn't feel any animosity towards them, and it's kind of a relief. But like growing up knowing that that's your heritage, and that's potentially something that you could find outside there, and it's just like a pleasant surprise that's not something she's encountered yet, and it makes her feel a lot closer to the rest of the party. She loves the diversity, and she loves her friends for who they are, and she can't imagine how someone could dislike another race. Like the concept doesn't even exist in her mind.
Growing up, hermit does strange things to your mind.
Willow's a hippie.
We haven't experienced
One love, my
any
friends.
like ill looks at the inn from the common person, have we?
No, you haven't.
If
All of the regulars at Phandalin, they're all everybody knows each other. It's like a big family atmosphere type.
Right. But I'm just saying, racially or by class, we're not being looked at. Like I know we're the heroes of Phandalin. That's very clear.
You are well beloved in Phandalin.
Prior to that, I think when we initially first hit the tavern, we met Nars there. So I think once people saw us hanging out with Nars, they probably figured, well, these people are okay.
You're with one of the local boy. You're not outsiders there, just people, strangers staying in town, like come and go all the time. You're there, obviously, with Nars.
We'll tell you also like a little history on Phandalin.
Yeah.
The town was tormented by a human wizard for a little bit. Well, there was someone actually in charge, but as far as the town knows, it was a human wizard that was taking control of the town. So they're kind of familiar with humans doing terrible things too. So that was before you guys arrived, and that was back when I was a kid. But so they're kind of familiar with the whole everyone's bad or everyone's good. Like there isn't just one race that is capable of evil.
So that probably resonated through the whole town.
Which is really cool. And that's not something that's really been brought up or discussed because, like, whereas it's in Willow's backstory where it was kind of touched on and the reason she's a drow with a more positive alignment is because of her upbringing. But it also came with a lot of, like, hey, sometimes people are shitty. But we don't have to be one of those shitty people. And so it's something like quietly there in the background, and it's part of the joy that Willow finds in the adventure is seeing that even with all the combat we find, it's we're protecting people of all kinds. We're protecting good people and good creatures and good races and trying to do good for everyone. Like,
and yet your character is aligned neutral.
Mm-hmm. Leans more nature-based.
Yes.
Nature
Neutral is in the balance of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mother Nature doesn't produce a tornado and purposefully hurt good or bad people. It's just the unfortunate tragedy of who happens to be in the path of it. Mother Nature isn't purposefully trying to hurt anyone.
Sometimes I have my doubts on that, but that's just me. How are we doing on time, everybody?
I'm gonna have to pop off in a sec.
We said we'd go till 10. We're 5 minutes past 10.
We're 5 minutes past, yeah.
What do we think?
Well, we could wrap it up here. I mean, we touched on all sessions.
We covered a bunch of stuff.
We've talked about our current task. So I think that we've gotten a lot of things out of it.
Thank you for indulging me for doing this tonight instead of a normal.
We'll definitely do it again. Another tavern talk.
Tavern talks.
Yep.
Until next time on Tavern Talks.